All right, today we're going to do something a little different. We are going to deconstruct the marketing story behind the supplement Gut Vitamin. Now, we're only using information from their official website, so we're not here to fact check any of the health claims. Instead, what we're going to do is break down the powerful narrative, the story they used to sell it. Let's jump in. So, the whole thing kicks off with this huge and kind of strangely specific number, 458,670. That's supposedly how many formerly constipated Americans this product has helped. So why be so precise? Well, a number this exact feels researched, it feels credible, and it immediately sets up this massive promise of success before you even really know what the product is. And then, boom, from that massive number, we zoom right into a single, totally relatable voice, the founder, Frank Adams. This quote, it just grounds that huge claim in a personal, really frustrating experience. It's that classic, I was just like you approach, and it's designed to make you think, okay, this guy gets it. And that brings us right to the first chapter of their story, the founder's own painful journey. See, this isn't just about selling a supplement. It's about selling a compelling story of struggle and eventually triumph. Now, get this. Frank isn't a scientist. He's a truck driver. And that's a very deliberate choice. It makes him an everyman, not some out-of-touch industry insider. His problem feels more authentic, and the cause, a trucker's lifestyle, is something we can all instantly understand. Okay, and here's where the story raises the stakes, like a lot. By defining the actual medical crisis, fecal impaction, the problem goes way beyond just being uncomfortable. It's now a life-threatening emergency, which makes his search for a solution feel that much more urgent and heroic. So now that we understand just how severe the problem is, the story naturally shifts to the solution. This is the quest part of the story. Our hero, Frank, doesn't just stumble upon a cure. No, he assembles a whole team of experts to create one. See what they're doing here? This is how they build authority. You've got Frank, their relatable everyman, and now he's backed by a team with some really serious-sounding credentials. It's a powerful combo, a personal story that's validated by scientific expertise. The goal here is simple: build your trust. So the product isn't presented as some simple home remedy. No, it's positioned as the result of an expert collaboration, a serious formula that was born from both a personal crisis and professional research. Okay, so now that we trust the creators, we finally get to see what they made. And you gotta notice the presentation here. It's not some complex, boring list of ingredients. Instead, it's a simple, elegant process. Clear, nourish, reinforce. I mean, come on, that's marketing genius, right? It takes a really complex biological process and turns it into this memorable three-word mantra. This creates a simple mental model for the customer, making the product feel intuitive and effective before they've even tried it. And when you look at the ingredients, the descriptions themselves are so carefully chosen. Words like natural, plant-based, and soothing all emphasize safety and a connection to nature, which is a huge selling point. Each ingredient is also given a very clear purpose that ties right back to that simple three-step process. So after establishing the problem, bringing in the experts, and explaining the solution, the story shifts to the payoff, the results. This part is all about showing you, the customer, the transformation you can expect, and they do it using social proof. First up, we hear from Michelle from Oregon. Her testimonial is really powerful because it's specific. She doesn't just say, it worked. She describes relief from being tight and bloated, and that creates a really vivid picture for anyone who's ever felt that exact same way. And then we have Daryl from Toronto who talks about totally different benefits, regularity and energy. By using testimonials that highlight different outcomes, the marketing makes the product's appeal way broader. It suggests that Gut Vita can solve a whole range of related issues. And this is where they pull it all together. They take those emotional, personal stories and they synthesize them into this logical checklist. It takes the power of testimonials and converts it into a list of rational reasons to buy. They're targeting both your heart and your head. And all of that, of course, leads us to the final part of the story, where all of this narrative work gets converted into an actual sale. This is the call to action, and it's structured to feel like an opportunity you just can't miss. Now, the pricing. This is such a classic strategy. By showing you 3 options, they frame the 6-bottle package as the biggest savings and the best value. It's designed to push you towards a bigger purchase by making that single bottle look pretty expensive in comparison. And to sweeten that deal even more, they add bonuses. But look, these aren't random. They're recipe books and a video course that are all thematically related. They appeal directly to the target customer. It's a technique called value stacking, and it's meant to make the offer feel almost overwhelmingly good. And now look at this. The supposed retail value of those bonuses is $289.85. There it is again, another super specific number. This is called an anchor price. By telling you the freebies alone are worth this much, the actual cost of the product, like say $177 for 3 bottles, suddenly seems pretty small. And finally, you have the guarantee. After building all this value and all this desire, this is the thing that removes the very last barrier, fear. By taking away all the financial risk, it makes that decision to click buy feel totally safe and easy. And all this really brings us to our final thought. We've just walked through a masterfully constructed story. You've got a personal crisis, a team of experts, a simple solution, and an absolutely irresistible offer. It's a compelling narrative designed from the ground up to build trust and drive action. So the question is, when a story is this well told, how do you even begin to separate the narrative from the product itself?